It's my favorite cup.
I love
Okay.
that.
Hello and welcome, Inspired Podcast community. This is your new episode, and today Caroline and Celeste have a new guest. It is Peggy McColl. Yes, New York Times best-selling author of all times. I think 23 books. 23 more. Yes. And I love talking to you today about inspiration. Hello, Peggy.
Hello, Caroline. Thank you for having me here. I'm very excited to be with you and Celeste for this time together.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, I witnessed your interview last week with Laura Lee. It was amazing. So now we are talking about inspiration. And my first question is, what inspires you?
I love that. Well, I'm inspired to help people, to help someone, to help another. I'm in love with what I do, madly in love with what I do. And I get excited and inspired to do the work to help raise up consciousness in this wonderful world, to help people realize the potential and the power that they have within them, and to help them create their dream life, which they absolutely deserve to live. That definitely inspires me every single day.
Oh, I love that so much, your enthusiasm. And that reminds me of the Power Life script I use. I use it, I think, for 1 year or a little bit over 1 year. I'm so grateful for that. And I heard about, we can talk about that later, but now I have the intuition. Someone told me about the app, and there's an app and it is new, and everyone can test it. I think on iPhone, you can test
Yes.
it. The Android people are not ready yet, but yes. And my next question is, how do you get inspired for your books, or especially the question, because I know your story, how you started, and with the with your not coaching career, but you know what I mean. This and the books were the books afterwards, and how did you get the inspiration to become an author?
Yeah, that's a good question. Every single book that I've written has been inspired because I knew it would help someone. And I mean, that's the very simple understanding behind writing them. But the reason why I wrote the first one is because at that point in my life, and that was back in the year 2000, I had reached a point where I'd been studying success for 21 years back then. Now it's been more like 40 some odd years. And because I'd been studying success for so long, I had read hundreds and hundreds of books. And I found lots of great value in it. But what I particularly love and appreciate is when an author can put the teachings into a simplistic understanding that anyone will get it. And so I was really inspired to write because of that. I wanted people to have a simplistic understanding of how we're creative, in what way are our results showing up in our life because of the things that we're doing or not doing. And that really inspired me to write the first book. And then from that point on, I got inspired to write another book because I realized there's a need in the world and I can help people. And so I wrote another book and then another book and then another book. And well, it just goes on and on and on. It's like an addiction, but a good one in this particular case.
Yeah, we know this thing with habits, replace bad habits with good habits. This is a good habit to write books and to help people, of course. Yeah, what you said about inspiration. I love that so much, your intention, and also the feeling that it is useful to help people, not just
Right.
out of nowhere. It has a purpose and a meaning. Yeah, and it's your desire, but also your destiny. That reminds me of the Destiny Key program.
Right.
I was, yeah.
You know,
Caroline has been there. Yeah, yeah. We've taken all the friends into it.
that's
Yes.
so good. It's so good. The wonderful blessing, or one of the blessings of writing a book, is not so much that you'll be out there and making a difference in the world, but just how it impacts you personally. Like anytime I've written a book or worked on a book, I've always found a profound shift within myself that occurred during the writing of the book. It wasn't the intention or the reason behind writing it, but I always had a real positive experience whenever I've worked on a book, or anytime I'm doing an interview or doing a webinar or serving my clients, it always uplifts you. Again, it's not the reason why you do it, but it's definitely a benefit from making that conscious decision to help up level or uplift somebody else's life.
So actually, you're mentioning that the frequency level of the person who finished the book is not the same. You have the experience behind you, you have grown. And actually, we already want to mention that Peggy is phenomenal at coaching and helping people become bestseller authors. So
Right.
if you feel that in your heart, you have the drive for that, listen to your soul, because at the end you'll be a different person. It's a big growth path you'll go.
Yeah, it's so true. You're right, Celeste. It's absolutely true. And it's when we get to, and I say get to because I feel it's a privilege. It's a privilege to serve. When we get to serve others, however we're choosing to do it, whether it's through a book or whatever, you never know what kind of impact it's going to make on another person. Just yesterday, I was chatting with a very young man.